Good morning, Dubai. Happy Sunday. How are you doing? We're so excited to be here with you at the start of the week, and we have a couple of great stories to get through. One, you can be part of the world's first clinical vaccine trial for COVID-19, which is amazing. We're also talking about a new time set for the Hope Probe liftoff, which is super cool. Also, let us know where you're watching from, if you're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, if you're at home on the way to the office. And the reason I ask this is because today we're talking about shout-outs, and a very cool shout-out happened over the weekend. We're talking about Carol Baskin, and one shout out she did for people in Dubai, which is very exciting. Moving into our first story, guys, the UAE needs volunteers to join the world's first COVID-19 vaccine clinical trials. So this is very cool. So in partnership with the Chinese pharmaceutical company, they're currently conducting the third phase of clinical trials for a COVID-19 vaccine, and they're looking for volunteers right here in the UAE, which is amazing. 5,000 people have already put their names forward, but they need 15,000 in total. However, you must be in Al Ain or Abu Dhabi between the ages of 18 and 60 to take part. So guys, if you are between Al Ain and Abu Dhabi, between those ages, you can take part if you head right now to forhumanity.uae to get more information. And I think what's really cool about this is, of course, our health and safety comes first. And to launch the drive, we actually saw the chairman of Abu Dhabi's Department of Health, Sheikh Abdullah bin Mohammed Al Hamid. He was pictured the first person to actually participate in the trial, which is incredible. So we're talking about trials. Would you jump on to be the first person? Like I said, your health and safety comes first. And if you head to For Humanity right now, they've kind of laid it out that the trials are conducted in compliance with strict international guidelines stipulated by the World Health Organization and also the US Food and Drug Authority. So your safety does come first. Would you be the first to try it? Chai, good morning. Happy Sunday. How are you doing?
Happy Sunday to you too. Good morning.
Would you like to be part of this trial if you're in Abu Dhabi at the moment?
Maybe.
Yeah,
I would.
I think what we're reading is that this is a historic moment, and if this goes through, imagine if the UAE were part of the people to create the first vaccine, and then we were people who were behind that.
That would be absolutely legend.
You would be the legend. We would be the legends.
Would you try?
I think so. I think, well, to be honest, I just kind of would, I'm thinking about, I just want the antibody test. I want to have a test just to know, because you're just curious to know if you've had it already, or the antibody test. But I'm not really sure what information you get from this. But I think it's really cool that they're looking for volunteers. They have 5,000 already in the first week. It started on Thursday, and now they're looking for 10,000 more to complete the trial.
If you're in Abu Dhabi, I would have done it.
Between the ages of 18 and 60, yeah, 100%. So guys, like I said, check forhumanity.ae if you're interested. We'll move on to our next story. Guys, the Hope Probe liftoff is scheduled for tonight, which is super exciting. This is the news we've all been waiting for. After the launch has been held twice, the Mohammed bin Rashid Space Centre now has announced that the Hope Probe will launch, hopefully tonight at 1:58 a.m. Chai's going to be there. Well, will you be there?
Yes, I am.
You're going to be at the site?
Through a computer.
Through your computer. So what we're trying to do is also have the launch live on Facebook. It's at 1:58 a.m. So hopefully we'll be sharing it on Facebook and Twitter. Chai will be there. It's a late night though, right?
I'll be there.
You'll be
For
there.
our fans.
For the fans.
For UAE.
For UAE. I mean, this is another historic thing that's happening. It's launching from Tanegashima Space Center in Japan. And I know we've talked about it a lot and it's been held. The Hope Probe will travel 495 kilometers to space with a cruise speed of 121,000 kilometers per hour, which my mind cannot even comprehend. And like I said, it's the first ever mission to reach the red planet. It's been launched until now because of weather conditions at the site, and that actually any further delay due to weather conditions at site will be communicated in due course. So we think it's going to happen. We're hoping it's going to happen, but if there's weather at the site, if there's kind of unsuitable weather conditions, it won't launch. So, but you'll be ready regardless to go live.
If it happens.
So they actually, I was interested about this. They've actually said what the launch criteria of these rockets are, because they need like the perfect weather. So I had a look at the UAE Space Agency. So the peak wind shall be 20.9 miles per second.
Yeah.
That's the peak wind. The rainfall should be low 8 millimeters per hour. So basically no rainfall, no clouds in flight trajectory, no atmospheric discharge exists in the flight trajectory. I'll get there. No lightning within 10 kilometers of the launch site, and no lightning observed within 20 kilometers of the flight path. So they basically need a very stable weather condition before they can take off. Exactly. So that's what we're waiting for, and that's why it's been held until now. Hopefully, like I said, it's going to launch tonight at 1:58 a.m. and we'll be able to feed it to you directly from Love and Dubai Facebook page, Twitter and YouTube. Chai will be there answering questions. And if not, and I'm hoping to be awake, like I'm definitely going to turn my alarm on because we talked about it before, when the Emirati astronauts went to the ISS, that launch live is so cool. Like it's a very iconic moment. You're watching that was a rocket at the time, lift off. It's so cool.
But it's so nice just to watch a launch.
Watch a launch, exactly. But I mean, yeah, so we'll watch the launch, 1:58, and then hopefully we'll have a review of it tomorrow. Join us. Anyway, guys, we'll move on. We were talking about shout outs at the start of the show. Carol Baskin did a cameo for Chris Fade's fiancée Brianna, and Tiger King fans will absolutely love this. First of all, I want to ask, have you heard of Cameo before we kind of launch into what it is? Launch in, that's a rocket pun. Chai's like, no, that's not even funny when we're wrecked. So Cameo basically is a service where you can get personalized message from celebs. They have different prices depending on their availability. And now the infamous Tiger King star is actually one of the most popular. If you check Carol Baskin on Cameo, it reads, "You know me as Tiger King, Joe Exotic's intended murder victim, but my real life's work has been as Big Cat Rescue for a world where all wild cats will live free." And then she will ask people to be a voice for Big Cat at bigcatact.com. So if you go on, and this is the video you can see beside me, if you're not watching on Facebook, head on to Chris Fade's Instagram because it's there. And she did a shout out to Chris Fade's fiancée Brianna on the occasion of her birthday, which is super cute. But so basically you can go on, and there's so many stars on this site, Cameo. I think it's so cool. I think it's so personalized what he did, because she actually reads out to both of them her wedding vows of her husband, who of course is featured in Tiger King. If you've seen Tiger King, this is a big deal, by the way, which is really cool. Chai, have you seen Tiger King? No? So, by the way, Tiger King, someone said this to me over the weekend, it kind of shook me. Tiger King really was a Netflix thing that everyone watched during COVID, right? And a lot of people watched it.
I know a lot of people watched it.
And it was a kind of a conversation point. There was a lot of viral videos. Carol Baskin became like this kind of internet infamous legend. Overnight. And it went live in March.
Oh, wow.
Which in my head, Tiger King has been years ago. Like it came, it went, and it's gone. But March is only like 2 months ago that Tiger King was all over the airwaves. Anyway, cameos. All of the stars available. So you can get, if you go on, you can check like actors, reality TV, athletes, musicians. Loads of them are signed up. And I think that this was, I don't know if it was in time for COVID or it just worked out really well, because obviously all of these stars are at home, and this is a way that they can earn a little bit of extra money. So you can go on, and if your star is there, you can pay them for a personalized message. Or let's say, for example, your friend has someone that they love, and they can get a personalized video message from that person. So if you go on to Carol Baskin's, she's definitely one of the most in-demand stars. She has a really good review section, so people have already given her 5 stars. Loads of people are saying how personalized she does it. And it's really sweet that she read out her wedding vows when, in fact, Chris and Brianna are going to get married. And she costs, and so they all have different costs depending on the price. So, like, it ranges. I think the cheapest one I can see is $45. Carol Baskin's is $299. It goes up to, I saw $400 here. Bret Hitman Hart, a pro wrestler, $150. Mario Cantone, that guy in Sex and the City, is $100. Bethany Frankel, she's in the Real Housewives of New York, if you know her, she's $299. But if you're interested, or if you want to do like a really cute personalized present for someone, especially during this COVID time where it's not like we should be doing, like, I don't know, we're not going out to parties and things, this Cameo is such a great idea, and you can just check and see if someone that you know is on it, which I think is amazing. Anyway, guys, we'll move on to our final story. As you know, the UFC Fight Island is happening in Abu Dhabi right now, and it's a world-class event. So actually, the 3rd fight night has just finished up on the incredible Fight Island in Abu Dhabi. We've been talking about this a lot, what an incredible kind of event it's been. We know that personnel and crew arrived in the capital weeks before, and watching this actually being pulled off proves the kind of international standard for sporting events happening, going on, and kind of the groundwork is being laid for that in Abu Dhabi. We haven't seen supporters, quarantines for all participants, and Abu Dhabi has basically pulled it off flawlessly. We have to say it's been only great reports. People who did the quarantine for 2 weeks on the safe zone that they set up, like they literally set this up in a very short space of time to give UFC supporters and basically not even just UFC supporters, like anyone who's interested in sports this summer, gave you something to look forward to. It's been an unbelievable couple of nights so far. They've just finished up. I think it started at 1 a.m. last night, and they've just finished up. So we have one more fight night to go on the 26th from 1 a.m. And you can actually watch those fights on UFC Arabia. But just to kind of, if you guys have been watching, if you've been taking note, all of the stuff, you can check it on Abu Dhabi Showdown on their Instagram page. But I think just to, what a kind of world-class event that has been pulled off in Abu Dhabi. And like I said, kind of like setting the standard for international sporting events going forward. It's really been world-class. And we look forward to next Sunday. The results of the fights are all online if you want to check them out. The flyweight was won, unless you're going to be waiting to watch them later.
Don't do it.
Well, it was on throughout the night, so I think the real fans would have been up, or they if it was on throughout. You're saying don't do it, but they're all finished now. So if you're watching,
Waking up, and they're gonna check the results.
if you're watching, well, okay, well here's
Highlights.
if you're waiting for the UFC results, block your ears right now because it's been a couple of hours, and I feel like the internet you can't. So block your ears if you don't want it. The lightweight winner was Rafael Fizez. The middleweight winner was Jack Hermanson, and the flyweight winner was Davison Figueiredo. Those are the UFC results, which I'm sure I pronounced all of those right. We are back with you tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Have a brilliant day. Wash your hands and stay safe. See you then. Bye.